The most dangerous lie you have ever been sold is that love is a feeling you can effortlessly sense. The brutal reality is that modern dating has bred an entire generation of emotional tourists, people who know exactly how to mimic affection, fake loyalty, and drain your resources while keeping one foot firmly out the door. You might be sleeping next to a woman who is already planning her exit strategy, and you would not even know it because she says, "I love you" every single morning. But here's the ultimate truth they do not want you to know. You cannot fake subconscious behavioral patterns. You can fake words, you can fake passion, and you can certainly fake physical intimacy, but you absolutely cannot fake deep-rooted biological and psychological reflexes. Today, we are breaking down 7 specific, undeniable behavioral indicators that prove a woman possesses genuine love and unbreakable loyalty toward you. But listen to me very carefully right now. Indicator number 7 is a subconscious psychological reflex that is quite literally impossible to counterfeit. If she does not display number 7, everything else is a carefully constructed illusion, and you are wasting your life building a kingdom with someone who will eventually burn it to the ground. Let us decode the matrix of genuine loyalty, starting right now. Indicator number 1 is what I call the social shielding protocol. Most men think that if a woman posts them on social media or introduces them to her friends, it means she is locked in. But here's the real trap most men fall into. Public association when you are winning is easy. Emotional tourists love to attach themselves to a man who is currently successful, confident, and highly regarded. Genuine love is not about who she stands next to in the light. It is about how she shields you in the dark. When you are going through a crisis, when you have lost your job, when your business is failing, or when you are socially scrutinized, a woman who genuinely loves you becomes a protective barrier. She does not distance herself to preserve her own social standing. Instead, she actively defends your reputation in rooms where you are not even present. She shuts down disrespectful comments from her own family members and friends. And this is where 99% of people fail. They accept a partner who treats them like a trophy rather than a teammate. If she only claims you when it elevates her status, she does not love you. She loves what you do for her brand. Indicator number 2 is the conflict de-escalation reflex. Arguments in a relationship are inevitable, but the way a woman fights tells you exactly how she views your future together. When you are dealing with a fake partner, fights are treated as competitions. She will weaponize your deepest insecurities, bring up past mistakes, and try to emotionally destroy you just to win the argument. She fights for ego. But let me pull back the curtain on why this is so rare. A woman who is genuinely in love with you possesses a powerful instinct to protect the relationship over protecting her own pride. In the heat of an argument, you will notice her subconsciously de-escalating the tension. She will lower her voice when you raise yours. She will suggest taking a break before things get too toxic. She fights the problem, not you. And this is precisely where the illusion shatters for most guys. They mistake a woman's toxic drama for passion. Toxicity is not passion. It is a glaring red flag of emotional instability and a lack of genuine care for your mental well-being. If she is willing to inflict permanent emotional damage over a temporary disagreement, her loyalty is entirely conditional. Indicator number 3 is asymmetrical resource allocation. We live in a hyper-individualistic society where everyone is obsessed with optimizing their own time, energy, and money. Therefore, one of the most undeniable metrics of love is the willing sacrifice of personal convenience. Now pay very close attention to this next part. I am not just talking about her buying you gifts. Anybody can swipe a credit card. I am talking about her sacrificing her most scarce resources, which are her time and her emotional bandwidth. When a woman truly loves you, she will eagerly inconvenience herself to make your life easier. She will wake up an hour earlier just to help you prepare for a crucial presentation. She will run an errand that she hates just because she knows you are exhausted. But here is the brutal reality of the modern dating market. Most women are actively taught to never compromise and to always put themselves first. So when you find a woman who naturally and happily pours her energy into your cup without demanding a transactional return, you are witnessing an ancient, deeply embedded biological indicator of pair bonding. She is investing her life force into you because she views your success as her success. Indicator number 4 is the shadow celebration. Everyone wants to be around a winner. When you hit a major milestone, close a massive deal, or achieve a long-term goal, you will have plenty of people clapping for you. But wait, because the exact opposite is what destroys most men. They mistake the applause of the crowd for the loyalty of a partner. A woman who genuinely loves you does not just celebrate your massive public victories. She celebrates the small, boring, agonizing steps you took to get there. She is proud of you in the shadows. When you finally figure out a minor problem you have been stressing over for weeks, she is genuinely ecstatic. She brags about your work ethic, your character, and your resilience to her friends, rather than just bragging about your wallet or your title. And this is where most guys completely misread the situation. A woman who only loves your success will complain about the long hours you have to work. A woman who loves you will bring you coffee at 2 in the morning and tell you how proud she is of your grind. If she does not respect the invisible work you do, she will never respect you as a man. Indicator number 5 is ecosystem assimilation. You are not just an isolated individual. You come with a family, you come with friends, you come with obligations, and you come with a specific rhythm to your life. An emotional tourist wants to extract you from your ecosystem so she can have all of your attention. She will complain about how much time you spend with your aging parents. She will roll her eyes at your lifelong friends, and she will constantly try to force you into her preferred lifestyle. Yet, there is a darker side to this that you must recognize. A woman attempting to isolate you is actually establishing control under the guise of love. Conversely, a woman who genuinely loves you embraces your entire ecosystem. She makes an independent effort to build a relationship with your mother. She remembers your brother's birthday. She accommodates your weird morning routines or your strict gym schedules without throwing a tantrum. She understands that to love you means to respect the structure of your life. She does not want to tear down your world and replace it with hers. She wants to seamlessly weave her world into yours, creating a synchronized rhythm where both of you can thrive. Indicator number 6 is the calibration of ambition and belief. Life is extraordinarily difficult, and as a man, you are going to face periods of intense self-doubt, failure, and stagnation. When a man hits rock bottom, an uninvested woman will immediately start looking for a replacement. She will view your failure as a permanent identity rather than a temporary obstacle. But here's the real secret of top-tier relationships. A genuinely loyal woman holds the vision of your highest self even when you have temporarily lost sight of it. When you fail, she does not pity you, and she certainly does not mock you. She calibrates her belief in you to exactly what you need at that moment. She reminds you of who you are, what you have overcome in the past, and what you are capable of achieving. She becomes the anchor to your ambition. Which brings us to the most dangerous blind spot of all. Most men settle for a woman who just silently watches them struggle, mistaking her passive presence for loyalty. True loyalty is active. It is her looking you dead in the eyes when you are broke and defeated, and telling you that she would rather rebuild from zero with you than live in a palace with anyone else. Finally, we arrive at indicator number 7, the ultimate litmus test. The mystery I warned you about at the very beginning. This is the subconscious future pacing reflex, and it changes absolutely everything. You see, the human brain cannot easily fake its long-term linguistic programming. When an emotional tourist talks about the future, whether it is next month or 5 years from now, she will subconsciously use the words I and me. She will talk about her career, her travel plans, her goals. If she includes you, it feels like an afterthought, a forced addition to a life she is planning for herself. But when a woman has genuinely bonded with you at a permanent psychological level, her entire vocabulary shifts involuntarily. She begins using the words we and us without even realizing it. She will say things like, where are we going to live in 5 years? Or how are we going to handle this financial goal? She mentally cannot construct a version of her future where you do not exist. It is completely automatic. And this is the undeniable truth. If you have been with a woman for a significant amount of time and she is still making major life plans using singular pronouns, she is keeping her options open. Her brain has not accepted you as a permanent fixture. But if she effortlessly future paces her entire existence around the concept of us, you have secured something incredibly rare. You have found a woman whose psychological architecture is fundamentally tied to your shared success. If she consistently displays these 7 behavioral indicators, you are not just dating a girl, you have found a high-value, radically loyal partner. Do not fumble her. Protect that relationship at all costs and start building your empire together. Because in a world full of illusions, genuine loyalty is the only real wealth.